Chair, what if the city said, kind of along the lines of what Justice Kagan proposed, said, we want to endorse certain messages. We like this idea of civic expression at the flagpole, but we want to exercise more control. And Boston has said it's going to do that if it loses this case. Couldn't Boston, or I guess I should ask you, do you agree that Boston could accomplish that by making the exact same run of flags that it's had up to this point, government speech, by exercising more control and maybe putting a Boston official next to the flagpole when it's raised up to show that this is the city speaking? Isn't that another way to do it other than just designate it as a limited public forum, for these categories or subject matters?
Justice Barrett, that would be a closer call. But in fact, if the city just simply wanted to use government speech as a guise for censorship, as I believe happened in this particular case, that would.
Well, I'm not saying this case. I'm saying, can't the government choose what it wants to say? And if the government makes it clear and it's not, just stamping government speech on it to hide discrimination against private viewpoints, but if the government truly exercises control, wouldn't that be okay?
If the government truly exercised control, and in fact, the brief of the local governments show that Boston is an outlier by many respects. Other cities don't open for third-party flags for obvious reasons. Those that do can invite some third-party participation as long as they maintain very specific control of the subject matters and messages, and that it's very clear that it is their speech.
I have a question about the record. You mentioned in your reply brief this Metro Credit Union flag, but
Yes.
that doesn't appear on the list in the city's brief. And I just wonder, is there some dispute about that?
No, there's no dispute. The list that's in the appendix was the list from 2005 to 2017. The Metro Credit Union is 2018. During that year, there were 50 private third-party applications, and Metro Credit Union was one of those. That didn't celebrate any kind of historic event. It wasn't national. It wasn't constituency or ethnicity related. It was just simply a private credit union that's frankly across the street from where the city hall is. So contrary to what the city says, there's no evidence, they say, that anyone just had a random day. That, in fact, is one of those random days. It's not consistent with the city's now invented categories of national flags and other community recognition.
So what are we supposed to do?